Hello and welcome back, everyone, to Rocket Rabbit Commentaries run-through of Digimon World 3. And in last episode, we made it to Suzaku City, so that in this episode, we can go and take down Suzaku Leader. She's honestly one of the more important NPCs that we get to interact with, because she is relevant to another main quest later on. I think what I'm showing off here is that I did a little bit of off-screen grinding. Yeah, I got our Kumamon to 13. I went and cashed in some more TP in order to push our speed up to 500, and we unlocked the Digivolution for Digitamamon, who we will not be using, sadly. Digitamamon is arguably the literal best Digivolution at the champion stage, specifically because he gets access to a spell that allows you to, on somewhat rare occasions, successfully one-hit knockout wild encounters. It's a very expensive spell, but once you have that loaded, you can, effectively grind any of the other Digivolutions that you want, regardless how difficult they are. Anyway, into the Suzaku Leader fight that we go, and she ambushed us. God damn it!
So ambush means that the enemy party gets first strike.
Not only does enemy party get first strike, they specifically knock you all the way back down, all the way back down to your partner's base Digivolve form. So Kumamon will go all the way back down to Kumamon instead of starting the battle with Grismon.
So not only do you not get the first turn, but then you have to burn a turn just to Digivolve.
Yep.
Interesting.
But we also, whilst we were grinding, got the Hammer Rush technique, which allows our Kumamon to strike 3 times in a single turn. Each of the individual strikes is less powerful than a normal melee attack, but not so much so that you end up losing out on damage.
Red Digimon.
Because of chili peppers.
So Digivolution, if I may, also restores the health bar, I see.
No, it does not.
Oh, so he went back down to the base form. I seem to be missing something, because it strikes me that Digivolution is markedly similar to Pokemon's long since extinct substitute move.
So what you're actually not realizing is that Suzaku Leader has 3 different Digimon, and we've gone through 2 of them.
Oh, okay. See, that... Well, that sounds like we're just splitting hairs. This guy is probably the boss.
Yes, Shogungekomon is her strongest Digimon, specifically because she's got Confused Gas. Alright, we encountered confusion on our way back to Suzaku City last part, but now we have to actually deal with it. Confusion is factually the worst status ailment in the entire game, because what it does is not only do we get this relatively annoying piece of music in the background, but you notice that all of our commands have been replaced with different emotional text. Yeah, half of them are skip your turn, and the other half are physical attack.
Oh, laugh, mad, cry, yeah. Yeah, this music does kind of suck, huh?
Yeah. And the problem with confusion as a status ailment is specifically you can't fix it. Like, very specifically, if the Digimon that you're using is confused, it's going to be confused until either it naturally falls off or your Digimon gets knocked out. So when you're running a single Digimon like we are, confusion can in fact kill a run very quickly. It's part of the reason why our second method of fast travel is extremely dangerous.
Oh, thank God the music's over.
Yes.
That's a reward in itself. We stopped the trolling.
Indeed. And we have bested the Suzaku Leader, giving us access to... And she'll be giving us her badge in just a moment. Yeah. Yay, the Suzaku badge! Alright, she doesn't actually give us the silver ticket. My bad. Oh well.
Well, off you go then.
All right. Now that we have successfully bested Suzaku Leader, Kale shows up and says, "Hey, we've been playing for a while. Why don't we attempt to go home?"
And then we find out that we can't go home.
I mean, that is what the plot twist is going to be, but this is one of multiple occasions where the narrative will forcibly teleport you back to the next objective. And I honestly wish it did this more fucking often.
Right. Oh, see, so there's a whole bunch of people here that are also waiting to leave the game, but they can't.
Yep. Hey, Miss Game Master.
Oh, no. The agents are coming to tell us that we're each going to get unplugged from the Matrix.
So yeah,
The Matrix Chamber.
the Matrix Chamber is in fact undergoing maintenance at the moment. So
That is freaking funny, man. I mean, the Matrix is everywhere.
yeah, Teddy told us that Lucky Mouse showed up and that he was going to go look for him. So, and then now that Teddy is in the admin center, he's effectively our only actual method of attempting to understand what all the tech problems are going on. So we attempt to go into the admin center, but
1F.
yes, the first floor of the admin center. The DRI guard tells us that only authorized personnel are allowed, so we're not actually allowed to go into the admin center. Damn it.
What? Why couldn't they have just put a sign outside the fucking door that said you can't enter unless you have clearance?
Because then the player would have to actually read that.
That was 2 loading screens that we did not need. A box of text would have done just fine.
Especially since those 2 loading screens were for 1 box of text.
I am wagging my finger.
All right, so Kale told us to go talk around to the different people around the city to figure out how we can actually get into the admin center, and so begins another mandatory fetch quest.
I mean, like, I get the idea that they want to maintain the narrative aspect of being inside of a world that is inside of a world already. I can't help but sense a touch of narrative dissonance that the player, in this case Mr. Gerdat, is free to save the game and turn the console off anytime he wants. And that is the equivalent of what the video game is saying we can't do. But the contrast is that we can, because this is real life we're talking about.
And video game consoles.
So, Junior finds himself trapped, and it is up to us to free his consciousness from the Digimon world he has now found himself in. Hope you're enjoying the Digi-universe, because you're gonna be Digi-stuck here for some Digi-time.
Well, Junior is stuck here. To be perfectly honest, this particular fetch quest is not honestly all that difficult to do. If you bother just talking around to people in the city, specifically the Digimon, they will tell you that people aren't allowed into the admin center, but Digimon are allowed.
Pray tell, do we have to go back to Suzuka City now?
No, thankfully. We are able to resolve this particular side quest all in main quest all in Asuka while we are here this time. Also, Panchomon finally gave us our Eldorado ID, so we can attempt to go down and do Well, as well as talking to all the different NPCs here.
Good girl, Kimmy. Like, you keep doing that, Kimmy. We're watching.
Welcome to the auction house. Unfortunately, I entered the auction house with not enough money to actually win. So the auction house event doesn't actually trigger. So I was really hoping to show off the auction house, but I was unable to do so because I'm too broke.
We got a bunch of crap and you got a bunch of money. Start your bids now. I mean, start your bids as soon as the player character returns with money.
Yeah. I'm not entirely sure how much money I'm supposed to have for this particular auction. I know that the first one that you can do is under 1,000 bits. No. So I was a bit confused as to how I didn't have enough money for this one, but this is not one that I commonly do anyway. So,
is this a way of saying that the player should have been expecting and prepared for an auction situation by withholding purchases of upgrade items and other crap that you can get from the stores to enhance your prowess in battle, so that you can actually advance the story?
Almost. To be perfectly honest, the auction system is. There we go. Master John gives us the explicit hint for it. The auction system in the game is honestly a bit janky because the auction event specifically advances depending on where you are in the narrative, and unfortunately, because of all the different narrative flags, it's extremely difficult to figure out what particular flags advance the auction house. Like, I know for certain that by advancing through, advancing through the rest of this particular main quest, we are going to end up missing out on the rest of this particular auction cycle. However, I don't know when the next one is supposed to come up. I assume it's immediately after we escape from the next major narrative event that happens. But if you come back here during the next major narrative event, then you will end up, interrupting the narrative event that is currently happening there. Hey, mischievous Matt.
Mischievous. Damn it.
I'm not going to pretend I know how to pronounce mischievous, Mr. Cloud.
You just said it.
It's not a word that I use commonly enough to know how to pronounce.
Well, because we don't want to deal with persons of mischief. We want to deal with persons of benevolence.
Benevolence, Mr. Cloud. That's a word I actually use somewhat commonly thanks to Dynasty Warriors. And yes, you have to talk to Kale in order for Matt to actually change his tone. And this is what I mean about the narrative flags. There are like 4 different fucking narrative flags for this particular main quest, and one of them turns off the auction. I don't know which one.
Wait. So you can activate the auction, but then by talking to the wrong person, you can actually deactivate the auction, so you have to reset the process?
No. If you deactivate the auction, it's because you specifically have skipped through the auction event itself. It will. What will happen is the auction will end up being closed when you attempt to go over to it again, and so you will have to wait for the next one to start.
I guess you'll just have to keep playing the game and pray that you go through only city environments where you cannot run into wild encounters.
Wild encounters won't actually get further the auction. state for the record. It's just narrative encounter. It's just narrative triggers that differ the auction state. So, Mischievous Matt gave us the Agumon suits. Now we are Blue Agumon
What
and
the
Pink
fuck?
Agumon.
Oh my god, we're right. We are trying to escape turning into Digimon.
Well, we are in disguising costumes. So, in the next episode, we will actually make it into the admin center as we look for Teddy. Bye, Kale.
She's the pink one, and we're the blue one.
Yep. Be safe, everybody.
Happy Halloween, everybody.